Yo guys, what is up? It's RGTV here with another video. And before we get started, can y'all please like and subscribe? I'm trying to grow my channel. Alright, so I don't know how to get started. Like the Cavs, I don't know, man. The Cavs they're not playing like the Cavs. I kind of figured they'll have a slow start because all the injuries they've had with Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, and Isaiah Thomas. And I knew they'd be a defensive liability, but I didn't think it would be this bad as it is right now. As of right now, the Cavs are 3-4, and they should be doing a lot better because their schedule so far hasn't been hard at all. LeBron James doing all he can do. I don't know what else the rest of the team can do. Kevin Love has been pitching in, but everybody else, Kyle Korver, he's been doing his part too. With Dwayne Wade, he's been out with injuries. Isaiah Thomas has yet to come back, and it's the same team as last year, but better. But it's a better team, but they're doing worse. And it's mainly on the defensive end of why this is happening. If you go back and look at the past losses, how do you lose against the Bulls? They're probably the worst team in the league. When the Cavs first played the Bulls, it's a close game. You're playing the Bulls. You're supposed to be a finals team, and you're playing the Bulls, and you can barely even win. They let Justin Holiday drop 28 points and 11 rebounds on him. And that rookie, Lauri Markkanen, in the second or third game, they let him drop 18 points on their heads. And then a couple games later, they played the Magic. I'm not saying the Magic are a bad team. They're a young team, and I'll tell you how I feel about them later in the video. But they let Jonathan Simmons off the bench drop 19 points on him. 19 points. They lost that game by 21 points. In the third game, they're supposed to be a finals team. They lose by 21 points to a team that hasn't been in the playoffs in forever. And the Cavs didn't work on the defense so bad. Tyronn Lue has noticed and everything. LeBron James knows. I guess they're trying to work at it, but they haven't found a way to win games yet. And they need to find out soon, because if they keep on playing like this, it's going to become a habit. And they need to win as soon as possible to get in ready mode to beat the Warriors in the finals, if they make the finals. Okay, let's go a couple games ahead when they played the Nets. They played the Nets without D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell's Nets, and they lost by 5 points. Guess who dropped 22 points? Spencer Dinwiddie. You probably have never heard of him. 22 points. They let Spencer Dinwiddie drop 22 points on him. And they need defense. That's what they need. You know what? Let's forget that game. Maybe they'll win the next game, right? They'll win the next game. No, they lose by 22 points to the Pelicans. 22 points from the Pelicans. And a couple games later, they lose to the Knicks by 19 points. Come on, Cavs. Y'all gotta get yourself together. But to be honest, LeBron James isn't probably playing at his full potential because he's probably trying to save himself for the playoffs. And they got injuries to Isaiah Thomas, so they don't have a starting point guard. And there's more injuries to Dwayne Wade, so I understand why they're losing. But they should be putting up better numbers and have a better chance to win these games. They should have beat the Knicks, they should have beat the Nets, and they should have beat the Bulls. But they lost all three of those teams. You guys, enough talking about the Cavs, let's talk about the Clippers. This is the first time in 9 seasons the Clippers haven't had Chris Paul. So it's kind of an experiment of how the Clippers would do, because that's how I feel. If the Clippers do bad this season, they're probably going to blow up the team. But I don't really know. Another thing is, it has something to do with the Clippers winning, but it's just kind of strange to me. When the Clippers played the Golden State Warriors, Patrick Beverley tripped Stephen Curry, and he helped him up, and that's kind of weird because Patrick Beverley is a big trash talker, and he doesn't really get along with other point guards. But I don't know. It seems I don't know if it's because of all the games he's winning, but I guess he's happier. I don't know. It's kind of nice to see Patrick Beverley be nice. So they haven't really had a big competition yet. The biggest competition so far is probably the Raptors, and they lost to the Pistons, and they lost to the Warriors too. So we have to wait until they play other playoff teams to see how they compare. And the Clippers lost to the Warriors. Blake Griffin had 16 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and he went 4 of 10 from the field. Danilo Gallinari had 19 points and 2 rebounds. DeAndre Jordan had 11 rebounds and 10 points. So overall, they had a pretty good game, but they still managed to get blown out by the Warriors. So this is the first sign to come of how the Clippers will play against playoff teams. And I don't know. Maybe the Clippers just didn't really have a drive or anything. Most of the teams they're beating are teams like the Suns and the Lakers. Then again, the Clippers' success might be because they've been playing pretty bad teams. The best two teams they've been so far are the Raptors and the Blazers. The way they've been playing like a 3 seed. Blake Griffin has been the main playmaker, and he's been pretty good for him. His season averages so far are 24.8 points per game, 9.6 rebounds per game, 4.4 assists per game. And he's really developed in the last couple of seasons. Like coming into the league, he was nothing but an athletic player that can dunk and catch lobs, and he's developed his game a lot more. This is the first year where it's actually his team, because the last couple of seasons it's been Chris Paul's team. And he's been playing second fiddle to Chris Paul, but this time this is his own team. He's leading them. He's leading them to victory. They've been playing great, and I hope they keep this up, because I want to see the way they can play against the Warriors or the Spurs or OKC in the playoffs if they keep up this production. Then again, let's not get our hopes up, because this is pretty much the Clippers every year. Every year they start off hot, and we start thinking maybe this is the year they do something. I don't know. I don't know if this is the year. I don't think they'll be able to make it to the Western Conference Finals, to be honest. But if they keep this up, right now they're the number 1 seed in the West. Maybe behind Memphis, they're probably number 2 at this point. But they're top 2 seed in the West. And his second best player is DeAndre Jordan. He's been dropping 9 points per game, which isn't that bad, but then isn't that good. But DeAndre Jordan has 17.4 rebounds per game. He's averaging 17 rebounds per game, and that's crazy. And then you got both Danilo Gallinari and Patrick Beverley averaging 13 points. Those guys have been key contributors to the offense. And Milos, I can't pronounce his last name, but you know what I'm talking about. Milos, he's been out indefinitely with a knee injury. An ankle injury. So there's no certainty when he'll be back. But when he comes back, the team's gonna be a lot better, because they need a backup point guard. They also need a backup small forward pretty bad, because they got Sam Decker. I like Sam Decker when he came into the league, but he's been averaging 1.8 points per game for him, and he's not getting anything done. But then again, this team is injury prone, and I hope none of their players get injured. Like Gallinari, he's been pretty injury prone the last couple of seasons. So has Blake Griffin, and they've been pretty healthy this season. And I hope it stays like that, because I want to see the way they can produce and beat teams, and see if they can compete against any of the other playoff teams like the Warriors in the playoffs. Because I would like to see a series of the Golden State Warriors and the LA Clippers. That'd be a good matchup. That's if the Clippers play at this level. Another team that's been turning heads and has been playing pretty nicely are the Detroit Pistons. After last season being a disappointment, because the season before last season they lost to the Cavaliers in 4 in the first round, but it was a competitive series, so I was expecting them to make the playoffs last season, but they didn't really produce, and this season they're doing a lot better. It seems like Reggie Jackson found his groove again, and he's back into things, and he's been playing pretty nicely. But the difference between the Pistons winning games and the Clippers winning games is the Pistons have been playing against better competition. They beat Golden State by 8 points. They beat the Clippers by 8 points. And they absolutely destroyed the T-Wolves, beating them by 21 points. In the win against Golden State, Andre Drummond had 8 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, and even 4 of 17 from the field, which is like really bad. And Avery Bradley had 23 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. He had 3 steals, and he had an efficient 8 to 13 from the field. And Reggie Jackson had 22 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and he had an efficient 8 to 12 from the field. And it's not like Golden State had a bad game, because Kevin Durant had 28 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and he also went 10 to 14 from the field. And Stephen Curry had 27 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, and he went 11 to 17 from the field. Klay Thompson also had 29 points, 2 rebounds, and he went 12 to 19 from the field. So the Pistons have just been able to play better than their opponent. It's not like their opponents are playing bad, it's just they're playing better. Besides the Pistons turning head, the Magic has also been turning head. In Aaron Gordon's second game back, he dropped 41 points. Nikola Vucevic also dropped 41 points this season in another game. And Jonathan Simmons and Evan Fournier have been 2 big pieces to this team, along with Terrence Ross. They've had overall a lot of good play, and they've been playing pretty good. I don't know how long they can keep this up, but if they can keep it long, the Eastern Conference playoffs wouldn't be that bad. Because some of the teams the Magic have been pretty good. They beat the Cavs twice, and they beat the Spurs once. So moving forward, I hope they can keep this production up. That's pretty much all we got for today, guys. Come back tomorrow with another daily NBA video, and I'm out.